got one question for you. Are you ready?
Hey! What's going? What is going on?
Going. Welcome on in.
Yep. So this time we have the amazing ability to talk to yet another one of my family members. So this is Linda Peters, or I call her Mom.
And I call you Son.
Welcome. Welcome.
Yeah, well, yeah. So, and how are you doing, James?
I'm doing good. I was trying to get over a cold the last couple of days. I had to miss a day of work on Friday, and had to cook a bunch of cookies on Saturday because I volunteered to do it by myself to make a bunch of cookies for Father's Day. And so, next year I might need a little bit of help next time. So that was fun. I actually made 500 cookies.
Oh wow!
Three different kinds.
Wow,
that's awesome.
That was fun. It took me about 4.5 hours, and and then I had to set up for dinner service, so that was fun.
Oh wow!
Yeah, that's busy.
Yeah, that was
crazy busy.
Yeah, it was like a 13-hour day. But yeah, I mean, right now I had to get a couple of days off. I had enough time to rest and get some sleep and kind of for this cold and stuff, but been good. How about you guys?
Good.
How are you doing, Mom?
I'm doing well. I'm retired. I can do whatever I want. I sleep in. I don't go anywhere if I don't want to. I watch TV. I've gone to birthday parties, Comic-Con. I've seen 2 movies. I just do. I enjoy it. I like being retired a lot.
Well, this is the interesting thing. So she spent, 35 years 40 years?
40 years teaching.
40 years teaching.
Nice.
So she earned the retirement.
Yeah. Actually, I've taught longer than that. I just taught teaching in the schools for 40 years. I've been teaching since I was a kid. Guitar.
Wow. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Okay, so let's cut into the desserts. We heard a little bit about the Father's Day desserts. So I piggybacked. I'm piggybacking right now.
He cheated.
So we're gonna go. First, we're gonna go with my mom's dessert.
Okay, how do we do that and show it?
You can just pick it up.
Oh, pick it up.
Show
Okay, I'm a healthy fanatic, my favorite food is, believe it or not, crackers, cheese, tomato with pepper, and sometimes avocado. But that's what I like, and I put strawberries to make it pretty. Yeah. And I pick cheddar cheese, and he has provolone, which he says provolone because he's not Italian. So it's provolone.
Yeah.
That's how you say it. So yes, and you just put them together and eat them, and it's so delicious. And you put pepper on the tomatoes. It is my favorite snack of all time. Nice. I love it.
I like avocado, so avocado.
I love avocado. Yeah,
it's good. It is good. So James, as we bow down to the man. what do we got going on?
I literally just went with what I made at work for Father's Day. So I brought literally the trio of cookies,
oh nice.
Yeah, the snickerdoodles, peanut butter, and chocolate chip.
Peanut butter.
Yes.
See, that's why I don't live in Bradenton area, because I would be twice the size. Because I can put down cookies.
I can put down peanut butter.
and Reese's but peanut butter bunnies.
That's right.
I could eat an entire jar of peanut butter in one sitting. I love peanut butter.
But
it's not allowed in my house.
And he ate a pound of peanut butter, chocolate peanut butter bunny.
Wow. Yeah, I heard that. Yes, the last one. Yeah.
God,
no, peanut butter is not allowed in my house ever again.
Why I'm on a healthy kick.
Yeah. It comes in my house, it's gone. I even buy the little jars and it's gone. So
That's
forget it. I love peanut butter.
So this is our always standard question,
Okay.
and that is before you would. Well, I guess for teachers, what would be your thing before you taught? What was your food before you taught, or before you
You
sang?
mean breakfast? and
Before you
stuff?
were singing.
I just eat anything. I don't care. I don't worry about it. I do. You can't drink milk. I don't like milk, so it doesn't matter. You can't have ice cream because it coats your throat. So you can't sing like that. You end up sounding really icky. Other than that, I eat anything and everything. And I'm not one of those who believes in lemon with tea and honey. Right now, all I do is drink water anyway. So water's my liquid.
We do live in the desert.
Yes. This is my second 32 ounce. I'm like already on. So
Yeah, I got a big old like gallon jug over there.
yeah, I drink all day. So yeah, I guess everybody's different. For me, nothing bothered me singing. I also told the kids if you're like, I had choir, so don't eat salsa. Nobody wants to smell your breath.
Right.
Make sure you don't do stuff like that. But other than that, nothing bothers me. So.
There you go.
So G. Lou is saying hello, Mom.
Oh, hi.
So so we got that out of the way, and I know that. Well, what is your favorite food? Period.
My favorite food is salad. That's my favorite food. I could have any kind of salad all day, unless it has meat in it. I like vegetables. I'm not a vegetarian, but I prefer vegetables. I'm not crazy about meat. But I do eat meat because you need it. You need protein.
Yeah.
So yeah, my favorite food is salad. I love it.
It's a good snack. I mean, it's definitely a good snack if you don't know what you want to eat or whatever. I mean.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but salad can be fattening.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
You got to watch out. Yeah.
Depending on what kind of dressing as well. So,
Oh, well, my dressing, I make it. I go to the
Alright.
olive oil store.
there you
And
go.
oil costs a fortune, but God, it tastes so good. And I
Oh.
make Italian dressing. That's what I like.
Nice.
So yeah, vinaigrette and oil is my favorite.
There you go.
Yeah.
Did you hear the New York accent come out?
No, it's not coming out. No, it's gone. I got rid of it. It took me 3 years to say R. 3 years. My
Like every
choir
so often,
teacher
it's like,
taught
oh,
me.
I'm still here.
It's
Oh,
still there.
God.
It's still there.
No, it's not.
Call.
No, it's
Every so
not.
often, every so often, it's got to be like, I'm still here.
Well, there's some words I don't say. I don't say D-O-G. I say puppy. And I don't say, and what, my kids just say, what kind of note is that? And I go, quarter note. And they go, quarter, and I go, stop. There's just a couple of words, I think, that I don't pronounce correctly, but
That's okay.
mostly I speak like a normal human being. So,
Normal for around here.
well, Arizona has an accent too. And it's hard when we sing in choir to get them to sing correctly. So they don't know they have an accent. They do.
So we're gonna go back in time
Okay.
to, and this is what. So she's been doing music all of her life.
Yeah.
I can't think of a time. Well, I can definitely not think of a time when you weren't doing music. So
Yeah.
that's been all of my life.
Yeah.
But what got you into music? What got you playing guitar and singing?
Okay, I'm 67. Who do you think got me into guitar and singing? What group? Come on,
James.
James. What group do you think got me into guitar and singing? I'm 67, so it's got to be a while back. Somebody just turned 80 on his birthday a couple of days ago. The Beatles.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, my friend in 5th grade told me to watch Ed Sullivan. And I watched the Ed Sullivan show, and my parents let me stay up late to see it. Actually, we always watched it on Sunday. It's what the whole world watched, country. And I'm watching it, and they're laughing in the background because I don't know why, but I was crying the whole time and pulling out my hair. I just saw them, and it was so emotional that I just went crazy. And I looked at my mom and said, I'm playing that instrument. So then she made me wait 5 years before I got the guitar. And then I taught myself, I was overseas in Germany. I taught myself for within like a week, everything that was in there. And she goes, when we get back home in the States, I'm getting you a teacher. So I got a teacher. And my teacher took from Segovia. I just got lucky. Here in Tucson, Arizona, no place anywhere. Yeah.
Yeah,
He also studied from,
when he first mentioned Segovia, I was like, oh, that's really impressive.
oh yeah, my teacher took from him. And Philip Folk, who was a jazz guitarist, famous jazz guitarist, and a bunch of other teachers. He used to tell me stories like he wanted to play flute first. So he played flute, and then he wanted to play violin. And his dad goes, "Nope, you got to play flute and violin." Then he fell in love with the guitar. He said, "Nope, now you play flute, violin, and guitar." So he played a lot of instruments. He was really cool. Brilliant man. Brilliant. Very good. Awesome. Yeah, I learned a lot from him. My technique and everything is because of him.
That's awesome.
Yeah, he was awesome.
And so, of course, why does Andy play guitar?
Hello.
Grew up on it. Yeah.
Docking.
Yeah, Dockin.
Hello.
And you know what? You played a lot of classical guitar when I was a kid. Yeah,
I
absolutely.
love classical guitar. It's more challenging. It really is.
And Amanda is in house. Good to see you. What's going on? She's the taco queen.
Oh, I love tacos.
We live in the Southwest, so
Yeah,
yes.
tacos.
Yes.
Had tacos 2 days ago. Love tacos.
That's awesome.
And they're better when you go to a mom pop store.
Yeah,
that's what you do. Yeah,
we got some taco trucks around my area and like authentic places. Oh my god, it's so good.
That's the only way to eat a taco, authentic. Yeah.
I've even gotten tamales, like homemade, but like this was at like a random house. I'd never been there.
Oh yeah.
It's just like a sign. It just says spray painted tamales, and I'm like,
why not?
Tamales.
There you go.
Well, every Christmas in college, in junior college, when I went to Pima, my best friend was Mexican. So every Christmas it was lasagna at my house and tamales at her grandma's house. And she did beef tamales. And I told you, unlike me, I loved her beef tamales. Just loved them. So we'd come out just like full of food because we're eating all that fattening food. It was so good. I love living in the Southwest. Best food ever. Mexican.
I bet.
Yeah, I agree.
But my favorite's cheese enchilada. That's my favorite because I like cheese. That is my favorite food of all time. I gave up chocolate. I went on diets. I gave up chocolate. I gave up everything. I cannot give up cheese. No way. Not happening. So I guess I'm not going to lose as much weight as I'd like.
Nothing wrong with that.
Yeah.
So what do you got? What do you got, James?
So so how old were you when you learned guitar?
Let me think. I was 8th grader, so I was 11.
11, and you played.
Yeah, 11.
What was like the decision to be like, I'm gonna go from, like, so you said you wanted to teach others as well. So what age or in college you wanted?
I never wanted to teach ever in my life. Ever. I didn't like teaching. I didn't like school. I didn't like teachers. I only liked my music teachers and my math teachers. I didn't like anybody else. What happened was when I was in college, I got married. Well, that's a little later. So when I was in college, my girlfriend came up to me because I was in the vocal program and the guitar program, and that's a story in itself. But she said, "Hey, you play guitar. We need a guitarist at Parks and Recreation. Will you teach it?" And I said, I need some money. Why not? That's when I fell in love with it. And what it was teaching adults. And one of my teachers from the high school came to learn guitar. So I was teaching him, and that was fun. And I loved it, but I was still a vocal major. I was still going to go out and perform, which I did, but I was going to perform. When I got married, I had a daughter. And when I had her, traveling is annoying. It's hotel and food out all the time. It's just after a while. And I had her, and I said, you know what? I'm staying home. And so I went into teaching so I could be with her in the summer, and I knew I liked it. And I did. I fell in love with it. It was fun. The kids are great. Some of them. There are others. The reason why I left were some kids, but most of them are amazing. It's fun to teach and see their eyes just sparkle when they learn something.
Right.
So that's the best part.
That's cool. You said like you were never wanted to be a teacher, but like you had to do something to make money. So you kind of fell into a gig, but then actually decided that you just really enjoyed teaching. You know what I'm saying?
Well, it took me a while. I got out of college. I did legal aid. I was a secretary I was a bookkeeper for a lawyer. When I was 17, I was a credit supervisor at Levy's, which was a big upscale store. And then I've done so many things. I worked at a pizza place. My first job was a drive-in theater for $1.25 an hour, minimum wage. And a couple other things. Bank and loan. I did that stuff. what happened was I was working at the bank, and we were on the second floor or the third floor. Pima Savings and Loan, it was called in Tucson. We were on the third floor, and we got a lockdown. I've never had a lockdown in my life because DES was on the first floor. Somebody came with a rifle on the second floor, which is part of our bank, and was aiming at people and shooting at them. And we were locked down. And the first thing I did was pick up my phone, call my husband, his dad, and said, I'm giving you my 2 weeks notice. I have a semester left of teaching. I'm getting it. I'm going to school. He goes, okay. I said, you can't quit your job. I'm quitting. I'm out of here. Didn't know I was going to go to school where they have shootings all the time. So,
Right.
yeah, but that's another story too. But
Yeah.
I've had guns in my classroom and stuff, but
Yeah, it's a scary situation.
yeah, I've been lucky. The kids never wanted to get me. They wanted to get somebody else. So, which is sad. To get to that stage is sad. But yeah, most of the time, fun. I laughed most of the time I taught. They do some of the dumbest things, and you just gotta laugh. You have to laugh. It's so funny. They're adorable. I taught middle school mostly. I taught kindergarten through college. I did teach at the U of A. I taught adults. I taught them guitar. I taught kindergarten through. I didn't like little kids. I don't like little kids at all. Never have. K through 6. Ugh, I did it 3 years, and I said I'll quit before I do that again. Taught high school first. Did that, and then taught middle school. Fell in love with it. And taught it for like 36 years. Loved middle school. Absolutely adored it. Because they're crazy. They're fun teenagers. I like teenagers. So yeah. You got any questions about them? Besides they're nuts.
Oh, that's funny. So like with teaching and stuff like that, and kind of having like the like a game plan or kind of your fundamental like teaching, I guess, plan. Did you have something like that kind of got more, I guess, that taught the kids, like, I'm trying to think.
Are you talking about lesson plans?
Yeah, like lesson plan, like, because something like that you had maybe that made something fun to make the whatever you were teaching stick more. You know what I'm saying?
Well, here's what helped. I'm ADHD, so I have to move all the time. So middle schoolers don't like to sit still. So every 10 or 15 minutes, I changed it up. It was like, okay, we're singing a song. Okay, now get over there, we're dancing. Okay, now over there, we're doing theory. Okay, now we're doing, it was always changing, constantly changing. That's why they liked my class. No one sat for too long.
Right.
And it was, like we're doing dancing, we have to learn numbers. And because I believe in choir is boring if you're just standing there singing. So we didn't do we call choreography, where you do your hands and you look like a cheerleader. I made them dance. If we sang jazz, they learned jazz. If we did hip hop, they did hip hop. And they found out how hard it was because I would say, you still have to sing while you're dancing. Right. And I figured now they're learning how hard it is to be a real professional, so they could appreciate the professionals out there, because they think it's easy because it's made to look easy. It's not. Right. It's very difficult to do that stuff. You have to practice. So that was my goal. And I taught them to read music so they could, if they wanted to go on in the professional world and do something, they could. So yeah.
Nice.
So this is the time where I can brag about the fact that I went to one of your classes when you were teaching. Okay. I was like in high school, I think.
Okay.
And I went to I had an opportunity to see her actually teach, and it was amazing. Those kids absolutely loved my mom. Absolutely loved her, and you could tell that they loved being there and enjoyed it, and that she had a good rapport with the kids. So that was one of my highlights when I was growing up, was being able to go to one of her classes. And then also setting up for some of the musicals and I was the roadie. Bring that in. I got this. The speakers are huge. We finally put wheels on them, stuff like that. But the kids are just doing those shows are fun. And I was tough on them during shows. I wanted to be perfect. So. But, as perfect as they can get. But I wanted them to be proud of themselves, produce something good. And they were good. I went to a lot of them.
They were good.
They were good. And she'd usually do it with the drama teacher.
Yes.
So they would have the acting part and the musical part. So it was really fun.
Yeah. My best friends were the drama teachers, all of them. And my best friend is my drama teacher friend. She retired 10 years before me. Hold on. And, we did. I remember when she came, the first musical we did was Charlie Brown. And I remember people from the district, the superintendent and all said, that's better than the high school. And I went, yep. Because my drama teacher is OCD. She is boom, boom, boom. So yeah, but it was great. It was great working with her. She wins. She's won Zony awards for writing musicals and everything. And yeah, I've won a lot of awards. I've done. God, I've got so many awards. I can't believe it. But what's fun for me is I've sung in professional choirs. I've done everything. So one year I'm singing in a professional choir. We're at a Korean war awards place, and I'm sitting there, and this lady comes up to me. She goes, "Are you Linda Peters?" And I'm like, "Who is this lady?" And I said, "Yeah." She goes, "Oh my God, I've heard so much about you." And I said, "Who are you?" She goes, "I'm head of MENC, Music Educator National Conference." She goes, "Your name's known all over Arizona." I said, "What?" She goes, "You have a lot of students who talk." And that's how I got known. It's my students. So everybody knows me. I go everywhere they know.
You make that big impact on it. So when you make that big impact on, like, so when you have a classroom like that and you kind of keep them busy doing a lot of stuff, because like sometimes teachers don't know what to do, and they're whatever. And I'm saying, like, so you gotta keep them going, do this, learn this, so it kind of absorbs in their brain what they're learning. And so you make it fun. And you do certain activities that make it fun and stuff like that. But like,
you do your best.
Stuff like that is what's I went to Miss Peters' class, whatever. So it's just word of mouth and spreads.
The thing is, though, most of teaching, believe it or not, is getting the rapport, working with kids after school who are having problems at home. It's awful. I've had students who, once, I'm not going to say their name, came to me crying because he and his mom got kicked out of the house. And I said, by tonight, you'll have a place to stay. I called the counselors. We worked on it. You got a place to stay. He still calls me. I still talk to most of my students. I just went to a show with one of my ex-students. Right. They're wonderful. I just love them. They're awesome. They're on my Facebook. They all talk to me. I have some famous students. I have one right now he has directed and wrote the show for the next Manifest couples coming out. And then I had one, you've got to watch the show, The Old Man. Okay. I have a student who did the camera work. That thing is great. I'm watching that. Jeff Bridges. Oh my goodness. What a great show. And the writing, it's amazing. The writing just blew me away. Yeah, I was like, wow. So yeah, I have students like that. I've had Miss America, almost Miss America. She was third place. I mean, I've had so many kids. One in Pussycat Dolls. I mean, they're all over. And also people like in sports. And, because you teach them all and they do whatever. And I told them I'd be proud of them. As long as they're happy, I'm proud of them. I don't care what they do. And I did say one thing. I don't want you in prison, because I have a few of those. No prison and no selling drugs. You can do whatever else you want. They said, okay. But I have some in jail too. So, odds. You get those.
How many kids do you think you caught over the year?
You have taught?
Taught, yeah. Taught.
God. Probably 30 to 40,000 kids. Probably. A lot of kids, yeah. They're all adults now. Well, some of them are still one more year in high school. So, yeah. It's really nice.
That's a big impact. Yeah, that's a big number. That's awesome. That's awesome.
It's because I taught music, and you teach more. In the beginning, you teach 60 kids a day. And so then our school got older, and you get less kids in the school. And clientele changes. The kids go from, we were an upper class school when I started, and it got down to where we were the lower economics, which I liked, because you look in the classroom and it's not all white faces. That was America looking at me.
Right.
Mexican, Asian, Black, whatever. It was awesome. That was my favorite. And I told them that. I said, this is it. And they would sit there and complain about things. And I go, you know what? If we were all white America, think about the food. Meat and potatoes. Boring. I said, we have Mexican food, Chinese food, Vietnamese food. I said, thank God we're all here. And they just laughed. It's true. It's true.
Yeah.
We got great food because of all the people in this country. So, yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Ellie.
Love it. Hey, Ellie. Awesome. So what was your favorite teaching experience? Like, just pick one or two.
Okay, I'm going to tell you one of my favorites. It's also a sad one, but I'll just tell the fun part. I had this kid, big kid, always telling me that I didn't like him, blah, 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 blah. It was in the days they had the big pants, like size 40, and they wore the belts. Well, they didn't always wear belts. And it was a boys' chorus. 8th grade boys' chorus is hysterical. 35 boys, and they're smelly. They're boys. They do all kinds of things. They burp. They do everything. They think they're funny. But one day we were dancing, and we're dancing. Here's this kid giving me a hard time, and his pants fall off.
Nope.
I couldn't stop laughing. I was wet myself. I was laughing so the whole class was laughing so hard because this big tough guy, and he started laughing. I said, "Pull up your pants." So he pulled them up. But it was so funny. It was just like this big, he's so proud of himself. He's so big and tough, and his pants fall off. It was just thank God he had a long shirt on, but that was one of my favorite times. I know it sounds silly, but those are the kind of things I like. Or when the boys' chorus one time, we sang a medley of Fiddler on the Roof, and Matchmakers in it. I had the boys sing Matchmaker, and one day they planned it. And they all came in with scarves. So, Matchmaker, Matchmaker. Oh God, hysterical! I'm telling you, middle school is hysterical. I have so many stories, but those are my fun stories. Are the kids. Everything is the kids.
Yeah.
Nothing else. It's always something the kids did.
Right.
I loved it. I bet you'd get that from all teachers. They all say the same thing. They do. It's the kids.
Hey.
There's a few you like to just yeah, slap them on the face.
Few. Okay.
The few got to be many towards the end. Started out with 2 in a class. It ends up being about more like 40% of the class now. It's hard to control them now. And I'm real tough, so it was really the principal didn't like that the last one I had. So
It's time to move on.
yeah, so I decided, okay. Well, I retired. They still hired me back for 7 years. They couldn't find anybody. So I went looking and found a guitar teacher, which is amazing. Okay, so what I did about 8 years ago, I got on a committee at the district. Oh, it was 7 years ago because I just retired. And it was then. And I got on the district, and they were going to try and get this arts program in my school, the elementary school, which was connected to us, and the high school. And we're the only ones in the whole, God, in the United States that we're just all connected like that. You walk to our schools. And they were talking about music programs, and they're all going, choir and this, and let's do mariachi band. Let's make the instruments. I said, it's done in 2 weeks. Mariachi's easy to learn. 3 chords, you're done. So I looked at them and said, you know what? Why don't we do the business side of it or the technical side? Let's get the technical in there. Let's get tech and get these kids to learn how to get on the radio, how to make their own money, how to get through the business. And so my program got chosen, and it was at my school. Well, the professor at the junior college, he was helping this teacher with that program. And I walked in there one day and he goes, oh, by the way, I play guitar. I said, can you come and help me? You can work with the advanced kids so I can work with the beginners. And we did. We worked and worked. And so at the end, when I needed somebody, I said, how would you like to be the teacher here? You could do both classes. And he looked at me and said, yes. So I immediately went to the principal and I said, I found the guy to take over for the one who's going to move up to the high school. And you're going to have this. And the way the program works, you start in 5th grade and you go all the way through high school. So these kids take dance all the way through high school, this technical thing all the way through high school. It's amazing. And then they get certificates afterwards. But so we found him. I found him. Choir teacher was the problem, finding a good choir teacher. And I found someone. And he's now at the middle school and the high school because we both retired the high school teacher at the same time.
Yeah.
So yeah, I said, that's it. This is my last year. And then boom, COVID happens. Perfect timing. So teaching online is not fun, not music.
Oh, I bet.
I can't imagine.
It's the harmonics are different with the singing, and you can't. Yeah, it's just not the same. Yeah. So, but that's okay. I left when I should have. It was perfect timing. And yet, even then, I told you I have season tickets for the musicals, for Broadway musicals that come here, and the choir teacher is now a vice principal at the school. And we go together. And for 3 years, I kept in contact with him and said, hey, you got to follow this one student. He's brilliant, but he's screwing up. He failed for 3 years in high school. And I said, get him in an alternative school now. And they did. And he's doing much better. So I was like, and then there was 2 kids. I kept following them. And he would say, Miss Peters wants you to work. And he goes, oh, God, no. She's still following me. I said, yeah. I want you to, because you're too smart. I don't want you to fall through the cracks.
Right.
Because you're having problems at home. So yeah, I did that. This is his last year. He graduated. I'm so proud of him.
That's awesome.
So yeah, once a teacher, always a teacher. You know.
Yeah, thankfully you had you checking in on them. I mean, like I said, it's easy to slip through the cracks.
It is. It's very easy to slip through the cracks because high school's got a lot of kids. So yeah, I followed 2 of them. I made them, and they both changed. So
Nice.
good. We need more people paying taxes. Come on. Who's going to pay for my retirement? That's how I look at it.
So some of my favorite stories growing
Oh,
up
no.
were some of the concerts and some of the professional folks that you've met. So I thought you could tell the three dog story.
Okay. So when I was a kid in high school, I used to go to this gas station on the corner, and I would fix my car. And Lee was this guy there, and he'd get a kick out of me because I was a girl fixing my car. What it was, I had foreign cars, they were expensive, so I fixed my own car. So I would go there and work on it, and he would help, he would guide me. So one time, my girlfriend, my brother, and I are driving to the gas station, and we look to the left of us, and there's these three guys with long hair. And my brother had just gone to the concert. He found the tickets, and he went to the concert. My brother doesn't like music. He's like, eh. So when he went to the concert, he goes, that's Three Dog Night. So we went, they got a flat tire. So we went in there and got all their autographs and talked to them for like a half hour.
That's awesome.
Stevie Wonder was another one. Your father sent me to California to a voice convention, a vocal convention, and I had to leave early, which was awful because Stevie came late. So I'm going down the stairway, and there's Stevie Wonder with 7 bodyguards. And everybody's like dropping their mouths, not saying anything. I'm going, hey, Stevie. I'm like one of those, can I talk to you? He talked to me for a while. Very sweet young man.
Nice.
Just the only, of all the people, Glenn Campbell, all of them I've ever met, Stevie Wonder's been the only one that's just starstruck me. I've met a lot of people.
Wow.
But he's just like the most talented person I've ever seen. I remember him when I was a kid seeing him play Little Fingers, and I thought, oh, wow. Very talented young man. I wonder what's happening. I never hear anything about him anymore. So
Yeah, I haven't either.
yeah, and I wish I could met Michael Jackson. He's one of my all time. God, what a brilliant performer that kid was and singer.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, but no, I've met a lot of people. Like I said, I've known people. Nicole meets, Dusty's not famous now, but he will be.
Dusty is one of our
love
favorites.
Dusty.
He's
Love
our
Dusty.
favorite. One of
Dusty's
our favorites here.
That's
Yeah.
awesome.
So yeah.
Yeah, he is just so fun. He's a nice guy. Very nice guy.
Yeah. You've seen him play in concert. Like at a bar.
Oh yeah, at a bar, yeah, in Tennessee, in Nashville. Yeah, they did a singer-songwriter. There were 3 of them. I liked his music the best. I also like South.
Yeah.
They're amazing, and I've heard them live. And
Oh
they're
my
good.
god. Yeah.
It's so different hearing things live versus not.
Well, even when
But
we first had them on and they played live,
Yeah.
I was blown because, like I said,
Oh,
we
yeah.
were really still just starting out, so we had them, and they played. I was like, man, this needs like 40,000 more people. Like it's
I
just
agree.
awesome, so good.
I agree. Well, I just went to a show recently to tell you how my students come out. I went to a show. I forgot what it's called. I think it's 4 Girls and Nina Simone or something like that. It was about Nina Simone. And I have an ex-student who he's now a professor in New Jersey. He lives in New York. And he called me and he said, hey, can I get you and the drama teacher some tickets to come and see me in the show? And he goes, I remembered you loved Nina Simone. And I said, oh my God, because I love jazz. And I said, sure. So he got me tickets. Well, my friend couldn't go. She got sick. So he got me VIP tickets, middle of the row, 1 row all to myself, no one in front, no one in back. So I get downtown and the ticket's not there. And I'm like, he's got to perform in 5 minutes. You got to get him with the ticket. So he gave me the ticket. I went in there. He was doing the pre-show. He played piano through the whole show. And I just recently saw him on a commercial and oh my goodness, there's Dante. So it's like, that's so fulfilling in what I do. That's so rewarding. And he does this. He was on Broadway. That was a Broadway show that came here. I'm like, wow. It's amazing. The little things. And he said, I'm the reason. We met in the foyer and he goes, you're the reason I'm in music. And I said, you've always played music. He goes, yeah, but you gave me a solo and you taught me how to improvise and you encouraged me. And that's what it was. Because I just knew he was so talented. I said, you got to do something you haven't done before. You may flop at it. Who cares? You got to just do it. So that's what I did all the time. I made my kids sing solos in class, whether they wanted to or not. And, I did all kinds of stuff. Terrified them. Yes. That was my fun thing, terrifying kids.
There's that like saying of like, what I'm saying, if you reach one person or you can reach one person, that's that's good enough. You know what I'm saying? You reach, like you said, 30,000 people, like kids, and touch them. You know what I'm saying? It's just and to have them go on to be Broadway musicians, to be film actor, or you know what I'm saying, camera people or whatever.
Yeah.
And they still go, oh, well, you taught me how to do this, so I did it. You know what I'm saying? Just that much of an impact. That's awesome. To have that many people like grow in life, you know what I'm saying, and have that impact.
Agree. And you know what? It really usually starts in middle school. Although I've had a couple that started in elementary school and they said that I did something. I said, no, I remember that teacher who was phenomenal started you on piano. I just helped you get further through. But that teacher, I always tell them, don't forget your elementary teachers. Don't forget them. They started you a lot. So they're always forgotten. Whenever they go to the Oscars, it's always a high school teacher, you know?
Right.
So, yeah. But they forget all the ones who got them there. Yeah.
True.
That's all right. But everybody, I'm sure all of you have helped somebody in your life. We all do it.
Oh, yeah.
It's rewarding. It's what being human is all about, I think.
True.
So, yeah. So what else do you want to ask me?
Well, I know all the stories. So I'm always trying to I'm trying to think of the best stories.
You don't
my
know the
favorite
last one.
stories.
Well, I've got one he doesn't know. You ready for this one? So the last year of teaching, my vice principal comes into me. She goes, I have this student the art teacher can't handle anymore. And she told me his name. I said, oh God, I had him in 7th grade. I said, okay, I'll take him. So she goes, I'll come over tomorrow. And she comes over tomorrow. She brings him to the door. She walks in my room and he won't walk in. She goes, come on. He goes, I'm not walking in that classroom. I said, get your butt in my office now. He goes in the office. He's scared of me, right? Because I didn't put up with his shenanigans. So he's in the office and the vice principal goes, okay, now you tell her you apologize. So he's looking at me smiling. He says, I apologize. I said, no, do it again. Because I apologize, smile on his face. She goes, see, he apologized. I said, vice principal said, stay out of it. I said, wipe that smile off your face because you're lying and then say you're sorry. He wiped it off his face and says, I'm really sorry. I said, okay, you can come into my class. And then he left and I told the principal, I said, the vice principal said, when they're smiling, they're lying.
Right.
I said, God. He showed up 2 days and he quit. He dropped out of school. I was like, no. 8th grade, he dropped out of school.
Wow.
It's like, God, it's so hard to keep them. But that was a fun part. I had kids like that too. I love them to death, but I don't put up with their shenanigans. I don't do it. Because there's so many good kids that don't like it. That's why they like my class that took care of the problems. Because a lot of kids want to learn, but the problem kids take over the class, and that's all the teachers work with. Me, it was I handle it right away, or that was it. You do what I say, and that's all there is to it. And they did most of the time. There were a few, but yeah, it's a great gig. It really is. Look at me. I'm retired now. I've got retirement, and not all teachers made less money. I retired making a lot of money. And in the old days, they used to have this payment schedule that if you went to school, you went over a year and dropped down to how many credits you had. So I was second from the top. I was that high up. Well, about 15 years of that, the state no longer could afford that. So they cut it. And then they said you have to get whatever percentage you get. So teachers are getting 1% raises after that. And that's why they're not making money. And the other reason why they're not making money is they're living outside their what they can pay for. You know, everybody thinks they need a brand new car and brand new home. And I'm like, no, you can't. I had to wait till I was 50 to get a brand new car. I was 50 when I bought a house. No. You need to live within your means, and they don't. And a lot of people are like that nowadays. So they could live, they make enough money, they can live within their means, but I don't know now if the economy the way it is, but it's really, food costs a bloody fortune. But you can tell I lived in England. I always say bloody, don't I? So I lived in England and Germany too. So I've had quite a life.
She had, were you a military brat too?
Yeah, I was an Air Force brat. Yeah. My father and my stepfather. Yeah. Loved it. It's, what's really good about that is you learn that America is not the only thing there is. Everybody thinks differently, and it's okay. It's all right that the English are different from us, or the Germans, or French. I don't know, but I'm sorry. France was such a pain in the neck, but all of them are nice. Yeah, but it's okay. People don't have to think like us. It's all right.
Yeah.
The biggest lesson I learned living in England was I came back to the States and I told my mother they were teaching me the wrong history. And she said, what do you mean you're teaching the wrong history? Because England taught me all the battles they won were the ones we lost. So I was like, but it's wrong. Because my social studies teacher's telling me we won this. No, England won. So that's the things I learned. And then I had a Mexican professor and he taught me the Mexican version of the American stuff. Oh, fascinating. Loved it. I think we need to do more of that in schools. I really do.
Yeah.
So, yeah, we need to show what other people do, but not
The other perspective.
their
right.
perspective. Yeah, not not a lot, but just show maybe one or two things. Because there's so much to teach nowadays. I don't know how they do it.
True.
And the other thing I taught a lot was math. I taught math after school. I taught math in class. Math is a real hard subject for most people right now.
Oh yeah, I haven't learned. Math was definitely one of the hardest for me as well. I got into like pre-algebra and stuff like that, but that's really about it. I never really got further than that. But like, I can't imagine what it is like now, because I haven't really seen what the math is now. But
It's awful.
seeing some of it a little bit here and there, I'm like,
Yeah.
I'll be failing right now. Like
It's awful.
ridiculous.
They don't teach I know their curriculum. They're only allowed to teach the curriculum. When I had a homeroom and I had a bunch of kids not knowing math, one time one came up to me with a rate versus time and distance thing, and he couldn't get it. And I said, well, use the formula. And he looked at me funny, goes, what formula? So I went to the math teacher and said, when are you teaching the formulas? He said, we're not allowed to. So the next day I went in there and said, everybody get out paper and pencil. I'm going to show you every formula I know in math for word problems. Go. And they just thanked me profusely because I don't know why they're not doing it.
Right.
Everything I learned back then worked.
Right.
And I feel so bad. And I don't think they need to go that far in math anyway. They need to learn how to do a checkbook, simple interest, go and buy a car, buy a house. You don't need to know physics like I've taken or any of the calculus or any of that. You don't need to know that.
Unless you're going to be like an engineer. I mean, you're
Yeah.
not going to have that like degree. You know what I'm saying? Unless you're going to go be a scientist or an astronaut or something like
I
that
agree.
in school. But like,
Or a nurse or something, yeah. And that's only like 10% of the high schoolers. We're teaching to go to college, and 90% of them don't go to college.
Yeah.
It's wrong. We need to teach them how to make a living. That's what I think. But literally, most of them can't do math. Sad.
Yeah.
But I'll tell you something else about math that was interesting. So I had one student come from high school. I always told the kids, I'll help you no matter what. He came from the high school and said, help me. And I was looking at the problem. I said, look, give me one day. The next day I showed him the way the book did it, the way I did it. And I went to his father and saw the way a male would do it. Guys think differently. He liked the way the guy did it. I said, that's the way you do it. You have to go from their perspective. I said, will the teacher let you do any way? He goes, yeah. I said, do it that way. I said, you need to have a guy teach you. You need a guy, a man, because you see it that way. So you need to get into another classroom. So it says something they don't think about when they put kids in class. So yeah, there's lots of things in education that people don't know about. So, and they're fun, and there's sad ones, and yeah,
That's cool.
yeah. Well, as far as music goes, I still play. I play with a musician right now. I like it. It's fun. So I do that one because it's
Like
just
your,
tablature, and I don't have to think.
favorite guitar you've played on?
I will tell you the hardest thing I've ever played was not classical guitar. Hardest thing I ever played was like 4 years ago. My principal came to me. He does drama, and it's called Mozart Productions. And he has something that he does in the summer. And they needed a guitarist that read music. Well, most guitarists don't read music. So he hired me. It was Seussical the Musical. Do you know that one? Okay, so every other measure is changing what's called a meter signature. So you're playing 3/4, 4/4, 6/8, constantly changing. And then the not just the time signature was changing, but the key signature. You're playing 5 sharps and 2 flats. And I went crazy. And so there was another little cute kid next to me, and he was playing all the chords. And I said, I'll trade you. He looked at my music. He says, It was so hard. I've never played anything so hard in my life. And we performed 2 days, and I had a week to learn it because everybody else had a month, but he had to find somebody. It was so hard and difficult. But because of that, I taught Phoenix Boys Chorus, which is very famous in the world. I taught for them, and they made me play guitar in their concert too. So, and that was fun because they played their pop music, and a lot of it was Another one bites the dust. So that's easy on guitar. Dun, dun, dun. I don't know, how hard is that, you know? But he came up to me and says, the other guitarists couldn't do that. I said, well, that's because I played in clubs sometimes, you know? So, yeah.
It's fun.
It's fun. Music is fun. It's work, but it's worth the work.
My favorite, I think one of my favorite concerts I went to was when you were playing that trio, when you were playing classical. It was like medieval.
That was a Paradise
Valley Community College.
Oh, really?
You did that
Oh,
trio.
yeah. That was when I was in the trio. I was in a professional group with flautists. My friend was playing the viola and violin, and I was playing the guitar. Yeah, we did that. That was fun. So the flautist wasn't that good. He was always like not following the rhythm, drove us crazy. But yeah, that was fun. I've got a recording on that. I've got a recording when I was in 17 in high school. I've been on commercials. I have done radio. Radio is my favorite. I've been on, the only thing I haven't done is a movie. I've done TV. TV to me is boring. It's like a camera in your face somewhat. I'd rather perform on stage. I've done that. Love performing on stage, doing musicals and stuff. That is just a blast. Because then you know immediately whether you're doing well or not. The audience lets you know right away. So, yeah, I love it. I like performing. And I never get scared. I'm not nervous. I'm just one of those, since I was a kid, I got on stage and sang and danced my whole life. Piece of cake for me. But my grandfather was a famous jazz musician in Rhode Island. My mother played. She played soprano sax when she was 6 years old in vaudeville. Not vaudeville. Yeah, vaudeville. My family's musical. My dad isn't, but my mother is extremely musical. My grandfather's brothers-in-law they own music stores all over Rhode Island. So it's in the blood. So yeah, and my sisters are really good musicians too.
Nice.
So my brother, nope. Money is important to him. Nothing else but money, money, money. If it doesn't make money, it's not important.
But he's also like a savant.
He's a multimillionaire too. So, yeah. And my nephew is a billionaire. His son, and yeah. So, we came from nothing. We're poor. So I get a little angry when people want to do the 1%ers. The rich people, millionaires. Most millionaires made their money. They did it from scratch. It's the super rich that need to pay more. But I know we came from poor, and my brother worked to get that money. So, but he loves money. Money, money, money. Every time we talk about it, he goes, well, do you make money off it? I go, no, I guess that.
So this is my question for you. Would you have, now knowing the career you've had where you was teaching, versus if you would have gone
into the music
business?
I'm glad I taught. I have a retirement. That's why. Also the kids, it's worth it. I did do the singing. I sang with someone who is very famous in jazz. She was in Tucson. I just sang with her once. Wonderful, God, talented. Jeez, I just sang with her because I knew people that knew her. I've had friends who I was better than them in college. One was a New York Metropolitan Opera singer, phenomenal. I mean, I've sung with people that became famous. One was a Paul McCartney impersonator. I mean, I've sung with people, and I've done it. I've performed, but they all have to struggle with retirement. Not all of them. Some of them struggle with retirement. Corby doesn't. She was the opera singer. She's got the money. But Tony doesn't because he was Paul McCartney impersonator kind of thing. So, but some of them still struggle. They don't have the retirement they wish they had. And I do have a lot of students who perform, but they're not famous. I told them being famous isn't fun. You just want to make a good living in this business. And I told them you need to learn to save for retirement because Social Security doesn't do it for you. So that's why. So that's the most important thing that happened to me. Otherwise, I can still perform. I can go audition and still do it. So
right.
And that's fine with me.
And she's retired, so now she can do it under whatever she can pick and choose.
Yeah, I can pick and choose. And I have the money that comes in, and I'm fine. Yeah. And I saved a lot of money, and I haven't even started using that. So
what kind of commercials were you part of?
Okay, one commercial was I did a radio commercial for my dentist, and I went to school one day, and the counselor came out and goes, "Did you do a commercial on the radio?" And I said, "Yeah." She goes, "I heard you." So yeah, she recognized my voice. So I did that one. I was offered one by Ford, and I said, "Do you pay money?" They go, "No." I said, "I'm not doing it." And then I went to, well, pay me. Then I went to my friend Kenny. Kenny used to do commercials and was an actor. He was funny, hysterical. He wanted to be a comedian. and he got this gig at the casino out east here. And so 3 of us went to the casino. We had to learn one of those stupid those dances. So we did the mob dance, and I'm the last thing you see on the picture. I'm turning my head, and it's me, right? The whole camera is me. And I'm like, oh, thanks. My profile. I hate my profile. But I'm in that one. Let's see. I've been in a couple other ones. I can't think what they are. Right now, I can't think of them right now. But yeah, I've been offered. I've done stuff. So it's like, whatever. It's fun. But the radio is fun because you can dress like a slob, go and do your thing. And I'm kind of a laid-back kind of person. I don't like dressing up. And
Yeah.
I'm more of a tomboy. Jeans. I don't like dresses. I've always been like this. So, yeah.
There you
I
go.
would love to go and do radio. I've got a radio voice, I've been told. So,
Yeah.
yeah, I'd like to
Yeah,
do.
you do.
Yeah. So I said, sure. I sing super high. It's hard to believe. I talk low, but I sing extremely high. So, yeah.
She does. What is your range?
What was my range? I had a 4-octave range. I sang tenor to coloratura for years. But now I'm getting older, so lost a couple of high notes. So, actually, I lost my voice for 2 years. It came back this last week. I think COVID kind of helped it.
Huh.
I'm not kidding. I've had problems with it since I retired and a little bit before. And now I can sing everything now. It's like, whoa. So before I was missing I couldn't even speak or say anything in my middle range. It was like I had damage or something, and I didn't. I always check my vocal cords and all, but now I can sing everything again. So I'm going out auditioning again. I want to be in the background of a musical. I don't want to be the lead. I'm so sick of being the lead. Gotta learn too much. But because I can sing, they always put me in a lead.
Oh yeah.
I'm a huge singer. I could fill up a whole auditorium without a microphone. So I've got a big voice.
You gotta like fool them, just be like, I can't sing at all, like this, whatever.
I tried that. Doesn't work. They can tell.
They'll be in the background, they're like, who is that?
No, I keep quiet. I'd hold back. But yeah, it's hard. It's hard to hold back. I have a really big voice, so I know you've heard it. It's huge.
I have.
It's
I've heard of
huge.
it even just birthday singing.
Yeah, and I hold back on that too. One time we went to LA, we were in the balcony, and we were singing the Star Spangled Banner, and my husband and my daughter went, shut up, because you could hear me in the whole auditorium. So I shut up. Well, I can sing, darn it. I'm going to sing. So yeah.
I love it.
Yeah, the whole auditorium is like thousands in there, like loud. Well, I can sing opera too, so what do you want? I can project. I was taught to sing opera. Ugh.
Favorite rock band?
Tool. Right now it's Tool.
Oh my gosh.
Love Tool.
There you go.
Finally got to see them. Took me 15 years. Went and saw them. Love them.
I finally
love
I got to see them a while when I first got with my girl. This was when they came out with their 10,000 Eyes CD.
Yes.
This was like 12, 14 years ago, 15 years ago, whatever. But like I got a chance to see him. One of my friends, one of the guys I used to work with, says if you ever get a chance, ever, go. And I said it was actually me and him that went. I spent like $100 that was my most expensive ticket that I've ever bought. It was a $100 ticket on the floor ticket, and I'm like, it's well worth it. Awesome.
Oh, I agree. Did Maynard come out from behind the drum for you? Because he did for us. He usually hides.
Yeah, he sang on stage. Yeah.
Oh, wow. Well, here was my experience. My ex-son-in-law bought the tickets. He used to do light shows and get tickets all the time. He brought me, was my present, and Nicole came with me, obviously. And Nicole was sitting here, and he was on the other side. And I just couldn't wait. I was so excited. I waited 15 years to see these people. So here's how it went. The girl on my left was screaming through the whole thing. Didn't hear her. People in front of me, Nicole was worried because they were smoking pot. And Nicole was like, they're smoking pot and my mom's here. I'm like, who cares? The people behind me were drinking beer and spilling it all over my feet. And the lady behind me set her hair on fire, and I didn't notice because I was there to see Maynard. I didn't see any of it or hear any of it because I was there to see Maynard. And Nicole goes, you didn't see the fire? I said, no, I did not. You didn't hear? No, I did not. I was watching Maynard. 15 years, I want to see Maynard. I don't care what's going on around me. That's what happened when I was.
We weren't together. I mean, we were together, but like I was still married, but like we were kind of like seeing each other, whatever. But so she went with her friend. She wasn't in the same area I was. She was in seating with her friend, but she actually got to meet Maynard. Like,
nice.
Backstage and stuff like that, which like, cause she has like a way with like her words and stuff. Will finagle her way back there. Like,
nice.
Like she talked to her. I think she said even around like when she was walking around the arena, she could see sometimes he'll be like enclosed, like you don't really know who he is, but he was sneaking around, she kind of recognized like he was like sneaking around and stuff.
Well, I don't know them by face. I just
Yeah.
know them by sound.
Right.
And they could walk in front of me and I wouldn't know who they were. The only, because I'm from a long time ago. I know all the old bands. I knew
Yeah.
if Mick Jagger walked in front of me, I know, stuff like that. I used to listen to Paul Revere and the Raiders. If what's his name walked in front of me, God, I can't think of his name, and I loved him. Mark Lindsay, I know who he was. There's certain people, but now,
Yeah.
I like the music. Like there's some new bands I adore right now. Arcane, I like. There's so many right now that I like. I listen to Octane. Is what I listen to. I like heavy metal and rock, hard rock. And that's what I mostly listen to. And I like the new bands that are out. Oh my God. They're so good. Talented. So that's what I listen to. And I like Avenged Sevenfold and I like things like that. Nicole likes the light bands and I like all the heavy metal, hard rock stuff.
Oh,
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, that's who I like. Because I like guitar. I want to hear them screech and play the solos. I don't want to hear strumming. Big deal. Anybody can strum. I want to hear somebody play.
So
You know what? One of my other favorite bands of all time was Wishbone Ash. Do you know who they are? Double lead guitar. Phenomenal. Almost every guitarist can tell you who they are. Phenomenal group. And that was from the 70s. I think it's Wishbone Ash, yeah. Their songs are forever long, 15 minutes or whatever, but boy, can they play.
All right.
So they're another
You're a
group.
big Floyd fan.
Oh, I love Pink Floyd. Yeah, I got to see Pink Floyd, Dark Side of the Moon, and it was in Tucson Community Center, and they had it when they had the quadraphonic, so you hear behind and front. Awesome, best sounding band I've ever heard in my life, and I've heard a lot, and best one I've ever seen. Kiss, best show ever. Kiss, fire everywhere, blood, drums going around circles of. Oh man, that was great.
My
They
girl,
can't sing worth darn.
My girl's a big Pink Floyd fan.
Oh,
Yeah.
I love Pink Floyd.
I made her on one of her birthdays. I made her a Pink Floyd cake.
Oh,
I did like the whole mirror glaze and did the whole design of the prism on it. And stuff like that. It was cool as hell. And we actually surprised her with Roger Water tickets.
oh wow.
Not that long ago. It was probably a good 10 years ago. But me and her mom kept a secret. I found out first. I told her mom, I said, hey, we gotta get these tickets. I said it's like 6 months in advance. Like I said, you have to keep a secret for 6 months.
Wow.
Say nothing, please. She was like, oh yeah, I don't know if I can do it. And she did it.
Wow.
She never said anything. Like it's the worst secret, the longest secret she gave.
Oh,
and we
wow.
videotaped the reaction and all that stuff. And it was precious. It was a beautiful moment.
Okay, guess how much I paid to go see them?
Pink Floyd.
Guess how much money I paid to go see them? 70s.
Like $20.
$8. It used to cost me $6 and $8 to go see shows because that's before everybody did lasers and pyrotechnic and needed all the money. I saw everybody for $6 and $8. Everybody, Donny Osmond, all of them. Community Center, everywhere, $6 and $8. I saw everybody.
I remember my mom telling me
Styx.
She saw bands and stuff like that.
Styx.
Yeah.
I love Styx. Styx is one of my favorite. I saw them twice now. What's funny about Styx is, so my favorite musical of all time is Jesus Christ Superstar, and that's how I met his father. But I love that musical. So we went to go see it when it was in town. Brought my daughter, Andy went, and we're watching it, and the lead singer from Styx is there, and he's playing, who did he play? He played Pontius Pilate. So after the show, we went backstage, and we met Tim, we met them all, and he was so rude. I couldn't believe it. He was a riz. But Carl Anderson was great, and what's his name who played Jesus was awesome. They stayed with us for half an hour, signing my album and everything. They were talking about their kids, and what's his name who played Jesus? He met his wife on the set, and Andy was saying, "Oh, I met my wife in the show in town," So we just talked and talked. But yeah, music brings people together. It's awesome. It's awesome. I think all the arts do. Dance, just visual, all of them are worth it. They're all wonderful. So I feel blessed that I've done this my whole life. I go into work and hear music for years. That's all you was hear music. My whole life. It's been wonderful. Not everybody can say that.
I think so. I think that's a good way of wrapping this up. Me and my mom are going to go get some Vietnamese in a few minutes.
Vietnamese.
So,
Great.
I'm down for some pho.
Pho is awesome.
So for sure.
James,
said-
very nice to meet you. Finally,
Yeah, very nice to meet you too. Like, it really
different
is
from
awesome.
Andy, huh?
Huh?
I didn't bring my socks. I heard you guys.
Oh my god, yeah. Like sock puppets and stuff.
Yes, he's a lot of fun. He really
Always
is.
Oh yeah, he is. Always a trip.
Mhm.
Ellie said such cool stories. I really enjoyed. I hope everybody that listens to it later on and right
Yes.
now, thanks for joining in as well and
Oh, thank you.
listening. It's been an
Thank
awesome
you.
story.
Thank you.
Yeah, very
Thank
cool.
you for having me.
Cool. And thank you guys very much for listening in and tuning in. We're just getting bigger and better. So, and James, do you have anything to say?
Stay tasty.
Stay tasty.
Stay tasty.
See y'all later.
Ciao.